We start with sad news now. State police have found two bodies here at Quemado Lake, the same lake where two teens went missing last weekend. Noah Hooper from Colorado and Seth Stevenson from Chaparral, just 14 and 16 years old, were last seen Sunday hopping from island to island around the lake. It's about 30 miles from the Arizona state line. They were in town to help with summer programs at a religious camp and reserve. The bodies were stuck in the mud below the surface of the water on the western side of the lake. Police think they are of two teenagers, but they're waiting for investigators to confirm that. And Senator Tom Udall's cousin, the gentleman on the right here, has been found dead in a mountain range in western Wyoming. James Randy Udall was an experienced backpacker and left June 20th for a week-long solo trip, but he never returned. The family says it looks like he did die of natural causes. Mr. Udall was 61 years old. Senator Tom Udall on the left sent out a statement last night saying he and Randy were very close and shared a love of the mountains and hiking. And the public library here at 2nd and Los Ranchos is going to be closed for a while because someone broke in there early yesterday, piled up books, and for some reason set them on fire. An employee who was arriving for work saw smoke and called 911. In fact, there was so much damage inside it may be weeks before the library opens again.
The worst part is, on average, over 500 people walk through every library store every day. So, those 500 people are not going to be able to come into this library for weeks.
Yeah, who would do this? Other city libraries will take books that need to be returned there. Investigators say right now they really have no idea who started that fire. Speaking of fire, firefighters continue to make headway against the silver fire down in the Gila National Forest. It is now 59% contained. Lightning started this fire a long time ago. It's burned about 137,000 acres. There have been some rain down there recently, but the fire is still quite intense, as you can see. And rain is also helping to slow the Jaroso fire in the Pecos. It hasn't grown much in the past couple of days. It remains at about 11,000 acres. It is still 0% contained. None of it's contained right now, but firefighters have been able to protect homes, buildings, and campsites. Well, people in Ruidoso could soon be paying a lot more for their water. The Village Council is considering raising rates to pay for infrastructure improvements. One plan would increase the base rate by $5 a month and cut the allotted base usage in half. Councilors are in the early stages of talking about this. They want to hear from the public. They're also talking about raising property taxes to cover the costs instead of messing with the utility bills. We'll let you know what happens. At 5:03, it is finally here, America's birthday, a day that many love to celebrate by lighting fireworks, or what I like to call blowing things up. The 4th of July can be a spectacular looking one if you're lighting your own display at home. Well, remember, there are a lot of rules about that, and as News 13's David Romero tells us, there are a few things you should look for in your own yard prior to lighting up the night. And once again, keep this in mind, these are for the legal fireworks only. David?
Whether you go out or whether you stay home, there are a few safety tips and things you need to keep in mind so you can enjoy your 4th of July and have a safe and fun time. When detonating your fireworks, this is the ideal place to do it, a concrete slab. But you want to make sure of where that concrete slab is. Underneath an enclosed porch, not a good idea. This is another problem many yards have, dry, dead leaves. And if sparks from your fireworks should end up in this area, it could be a disaster waiting to happen. In keeping with the leaves on the ground, there's also the leaves on the trees that you need to worry about. Just because they look green doesn't mean they're not dry, and they could be going up in flames if a spark gets in them at the wrong time. One big safety precaution you want to make sure you have on hand if you're detonating your own stuff here at home is to have a hose full of water ready to go if in case those fireworks should get out of control. These may be just a few simple common sense tips to follow, but ones that you should follow nevertheless if you want to have a safe, happy, and fun 4th of July at home. In Albuquerque, David Romero, KRQE News 13.
Looks like David's pretty good with the hose there. Now, of course, if you want to avoid any dangers of lighting your own material tonight, you can take advantage of the city's big Freedom 4th fireworks display that is going on at Balloon Fiesta Park. Now, if you want to report illegal fireworks in your neighborhood tonight, Friday, and Saturday in Albuquerque from 7 in the evening until 1 in the morning, call this number, 505-833-7335. During the rest of the year, the illegal firework hotline is 833-7390. Bernalillo County is reminding us a noise on the 4th can really spook our pets, especially if they're outside and alone. They tend to run away, jump over and through fences and screens. Animal welfare is encouraging folks to take simple precaution during these fun 4th festivities. First, leave your pets home and indoors. Keep the room well lit, cool, calm, closed with familiar sounds or some white noise, and leave some of their toys out to distract them and make them feel safe and at home. And plus, make sure they've got their ID tags on and they are microchipped. If your pet escapes, check local shelters to see if they turn up there. I'll tell you, some folks in Santa Fe right now really fired up about fireworks, wondering why the 4th of July celebration there from the city is going right next to an animal shelter. Folks are very concerned about the fireworks, the noise, and all the stress it's going to cause for 300 animals nearby. The Independence Day celebration usually happens at Santa Fe's high school. That wasn't available this year, so the city is using the recreation complex instead, and it's just down the street from the Santa Fe Animal Shelter.
It's not the best thing in the world, but we're, like I said, we're making lemonade out of lemons. We're just gonna, this is a real life experience. We're gonna work hard with these dogs. We're gonna make sure that this is gonna be a positive thing for them.
The big 4th of July event starts tonight at 5 o'clock with live music and obviously a big fireworks show after dusk. There are also free public fireworks shows at the lake tonight. They start at 9 o'clock at Sumner Lake State Park and Eagle Nest Lake State Park. Other shows are planned at other state parks Friday and Saturday. We will have details on some local fireworks shows coming up a little bit later this morning. All right, in the metro area, garbage collection will continue as usual today despite the holiday. There is no standard bus service by ABQ Ride or Sunvan today. However, you can catch an ABQ Ride shuttle to Balloon Fiesta Park for the Freedom 4th festivities. The buses are going there from 3 until 8 o'clock. The last bus leaves the park at 11. Round trip, that's going to cost you for adults just $1, 35 cents for seniors, 62 and older, and students 10 to 18. Children 9 and under ride free. It is cash only. You do need your exact change. Don't bring 100. Between 3 and 8, you can pick up that shuttle on the west side at St. Pius High School, on the east side at Coronado Center by Macy's. All right, a bear that lived a very extraordinary life, long life in the wild, sadly had to be put down yesterday after she wandered into Albuquerque. Someone found the animal resting between or behind a mobile home near Tramway and Indian School. Game and Fish tranquilized the bear, gave her antibiotics because she had a lot of cuts on her face and legs. Most of her teeth were gone, making it virtually impossible for her to survive any longer in the wild. Then a vet decided it was in her best interest to euthanize her. The vet estimates the bear was 25 years old, one of the oldest bears they have ever encountered. And there are more reports of bears roaming around the Northeast Heights in Albuquerque this morning. Just be careful and realize it is dry. You're going to see a lot more of that as we go through the summer. It's just the beginning.